Hello. Um, we're doing another video. Well, I'm doing a video. And I was talking to a friend and he recommended I do some Batman stuff because as you'll see, quite like the guy. So I really couldn't find a tier list that had my ideal roster. That might just be I might just do this and then I'll make an ideal tier list later. I just kind of found this one. It's the only one that doesn't have 4,000 fucking characters on it. But this will be my fits the Matt Reeves universe Batman tier list. Um, this goes based off of what we know about the Batman Part 2 as well as the Penguin and the overall tone, vibe, and grounded atmosphere of Batman Matt Reeves Gotham. Without further ado, let's get into it. I guess in a tier list video you're not supposed to like reveal the S tier right off the bat, but whatever. So we have our tiers. Incompatible doesn't mean that they would necessarily be bad in the future, but it just means as it stands right now, I don't see it being plausible. Fucking boring. Fucking, I mean, do I need to say anything else? B tier means that they could work, but there's either someone who does what they do better, or it's just not all that great. A tier is someone who I'd like to see, but not that has any demand for me to see. These motherfuckers are just in the movie. Been done means they're in the movie. So that is Mad Hatter. You wouldn't know that, but they cut his head off. Awesome is just the three that fall short of S tier. I might even we'll get there when we get there. And then S tier, these are my absolute please, Matt Reeves. Please. Alright. Starting off strong. Man-Bat, I also feel like would kind of just mollywop the shit out of this Batman. I don't know, cause like we have the eye contact like surveillance lenses, and those are really high tech. So to say that he couldn't like reverse engineer Langstrom's serum and cure him isn't crazy. I just feel like given the little backlighter incident, I say more times than not, Man-Bat's gonna sneak this motherfucker and just like pick him up and drop him until he stops moving. But I don't know. I could see it, but it's just kind of up there. Also, this is where we start getting into a bit of the more whack factor. So from here, some of these characters not only disseverate from tone, but I think are just kind of things that separate from the gritty realist effect that these characters might have. I do think Man-Bat would fit better, and I might actually change that. Honestly, if anyone gets bumped out of this list, it'll be Man-Bat. Gets bumped out of this tier, it'll be Man-Bat. Because I really would like, because I feel like, because there's a mindset with these villains that I don't think has really been touched on since, like, the Lizard and Amazing Spider-Man, where, like, motherfuckers are horrifying out here. And you'll see, I might genuinely move Man-Bat up into like into like awesome tier. Yeah, we'll come back to him now. Clayface. I don't see a future that he does not just kill him. Obviously, it's a comic book movie. It's not like he's just gonna like kill him, no words, no performance or anything. But I just don't. I feel like, oh man, like a main plot with Clayface is also kind of difficult because again, he's kind of a second fiddle. Especially Basil Carlo. He's kind of a second fiddle to someone else, or to, like the linchpin in someone's scheme. He's not too much of a guy on his own until he sort of like fucks everything up and gets his girlfriend almighty. But even then, he just kind of is just a sad sack of shit. Um, but I think it would add to the gritty tone, but I think it would break from the. There's a word I'm looking for that I just can't fucking think of that's used to describe these like super powered villains. But I mean, I think that's really it. I think it's just a little too much for only the second movie. I believe that is Mad Monk, and oh god, I think that's Mad Monk. And if I'm, oh my, it's from the Adam West TV show, and I don't remember that show very well. And I saw this, and I didn't know where to put him, but I thought it was King Tut because of the hat. I think that is King Tut. If that's King Tut, he stays where he is. If it's Mad Monk, I'll move him somewhere else. But I don't think it's Mad Monk. But he just kind of looks like Mad Monk. Talia and Ra's al Ghul take the same spot. Well, Talia will go higher. Because Talia being the prelude to Ra's al Ghul's arrival is something that has been done numerous times in the Batman mythos, and I don't disagree with that method of delivery alone. But the League of Shadows is too huge of a threat for this motherfucker. He would die. He would die, and it wouldn't even be close. But the reason Ra's and Talia are incompatible is because I feel like a focus of this Gotham and of this Batman is really honing in on what it means to be that symbol of hope. But we have a very, very neglectful Bruce Wayne who's like unequivocally Batman. So I just think that the core theming of this next movie will be something along the lines of because of the Batman was Sins of the Father and hope without revenge or hope without fear. Then I'm thinking that the second, I mean, obviously I don't fucking know, will be the consequences of good men, or what that mean, or what it means to be good, right? And it's not that Ra's al Ghul, the League of Shadows, and Talia don't make a fit because because I see another one people are excited for is the Court of Owls, which I wish I could have put on this tier list, but it just wasn't here. But they're not interchangeable, right? I'm pretty sure that the League of Shadows has more manpower than the Court of Owls, but the core theme, I'm not gonna start eating. I just grabbed a bag of chips. But like one of the core things about the League of the League of Shadows is that they are under Ra's. It's the whim of Ra's that makes them who they are, and how they operate is completely dependent on the demon's head, whoever that may be. Ra's, Nissa, Talia, and pick your poison. And I just don't really see I don't see either of them being invested in his career Batman, especially this early. The way he was fighting people on that fucking catwalk, yeah, absolutely not. He's not attracting the eyes of a lot of the people on this motherfucking list, for sure. But other than that, I just feel like what you could do with Ra's al Ghul, you could just do better with the Court of Owls. Hush can't happen, so that's why he's here. Hush can't happen. Now we're on to fucking boring. I'm not gonna make a whole talking piece about why they're all fucking boring. Bane might get moved, but I'll really quickly rattle it off. Deadshot being involved in the Batman plot, it's just kind of another Slade Wilson situation. You don't really care for the gun, you care for who hired the gun, and you just get a less cool Deathstroke, who will maybe or maybe not never miss a shot. I mean, if they stick to that theming, I guess it could be cool, but I just don't care. It's just Deadshot. I mean, if I wanted him, I would have just had Deathstroke. I might honestly just put Deathstroke in fucking boring. Bane. So there is a strong argument for why he could be in this movie, but again, I don't think that this Batman has made the waves enough for someone like Bane to really even care. This is only his second year doing this shit, and it's not like he exactly saved the city. Like, it's still flooded, the dam still exploded, and hundreds of people still did die. And they were live streaming, jumping his ass on Reddit. I just don't think that he would attract that kind of attention. And this works, and also for everyone that I say he wouldn't attract their attention. If by some miracle he does, they absolutely kill him. If Deathstroke came to Gotham in the Batman Part 2, he would absolutely kill him. If Rish came to Gotham in the Batman Part 2, if he so chose, he would absolutely kill him, and so would Talia. And Bane is just another example, except where Raish will use his connects to sort of gauge and test Bruce to see, you know, the metal, the cut of his jib. Bane is limit testing him till the fucking bricks come off. And again, this is a motherfucker who has not seen nary a super criminal in his life. If Bane starts pulling up some crazy connects, I mean, he's just fucked. The bad boy's just fucked. That's not why he's boring, though. Why he's boring is that we've already kind of seen him before. Not a very amazing portrayal, but we have seen him nonetheless, and I think it's a waste of a new universe for us to do the same thing. That's going to be contradicted later when you see the top of my list, but like, trust me, bro, believe me, please. But honestly, with that criticism, I will move Bane up, because it is pretty bad faith to put Bane so low. I'll put Bane, no. I'll put, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Hammerhead, don't care. No. There are people on this list who do what he does better than him, and I just don't care. Harley Quinn and the Joker. I'm gonna make this as short as possible. I don't think there's been a year in my life that I've been a Batman fan or not a Batman fan, and I've just like genuinely not seen the Joker. This motherfucker weasels his way into everything. I thought I would finally get a break with DCKO. Nope. No, I can't fucking stand him. I think genuinely the only way to heal this motherfucker is to have like a 5-year cleanse of no Joker in the Batman IP. I think it would do wonders. I don't want to see him, and I don't want to see Harley Quinn. You can't even offer me Harley Quinn without the Joker because the implication is just too strong. I just don't care. I don't want to risk it. I don't want either of them. They're fucking boring. I don't want to see it again. I don't. Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy is in the top of B tier because he has a set of skills, but other people just do it better. This would feed more into like the urban myth of Gotham and like the mystique and the wow of how crazy this place can be, rather than anything Grundy can physically do himself. It would just be adding to the mythos, kind of like it does in the Long Halloween. He's just kind of there, and it's just something you're like, wow. But actually doing shit, nah, not really. I have the Phantasm in B tier only because there's rumors that she might be in the movie anyways, and I don't really know what kind of role that would make her serve. I'm still confused as to what that might be in the movie, because Andrea Beaumont was, a love interest of Bruce through like candid and repeated flashbacks that we had that we learned of their relationship. So if something like that can be done to the same effect in the Batman Part 2, I think the Phantasm could be an amazing villain. I would hope to see her next movie and not this movie. I don't think I don't know. I don't think I would like it. But she's up there for potential. Yeah. Gentleman Guest is just really fucking funny. I actually don't even fucking care if you mix it into the movie. I don't even care if this motherfucker doesn't get reference. I've gone my whole life without him getting referenced in anything huge. I just think he's so fucking funny. But yeah. This is Bane's new home. Hugo Strange. So I'm gonna be completely forthcoming here. If there's someone I don't know a shit ton about besides his early appearances, it's definitely Hugo Strange. But besides the Monster Men, him knowing Batman's identity and being like a world-renowned psychiatrist, I really am struggling to think of like outstandingly Hugo Strangely ass things that he would bring to this movie that I would really care about. I mean, like, okay, so let's get this straight. Even if we just like rip off the Arkham City plot and the movie starts with like Bruce being captured, his identity being like revealed to Hugo, and Hugo just kind of holding that over him. I well, that actually could be kind of cool because then I don't know, he has to fight the Monster Men in the sewer on some fucking Deacon Blackfire and the cold shit. That would be pretty cool. But I don't know if we'd get like a full Batman snuff Saw film where he's just going through Hugo Strange trials for 2 hours. I don't think that would headline him to be a great villain. The potential for great moments are there, but as a main lead, this is the problem with Hugo Strange. I don't know if it's just me and I'm uninformed, but I feel like the staying power of Hugo Strange is entirely contingent on whether or not he knows Batman's identity. I feel like if he doesn't know Batman's identity, the Monster Men are less of an impeding threat because the timetable of when Hugo might just pop the secret is less pertinent because he doesn't know. And what Hugo does with that knowledge, I think one of the most not sinister, but one of the most staple things about Hugo Strange, the first reading of the Batman, was that he just genuinely didn't do anything with it. He just held it as safekeeping. And what that would mean for Bruce later down the line could mean anything from something. I mean, it was never going to be anything good, but it was just like, wow, what could he possibly be planning? It made him feel, even if he wasn't that, even say Hugo Strange is just that. He's just a one-trick pony psychiatrist. That one decision made him seem way smarter than he ever was. Except that's not true because he's a genius. So it just shows you how fucking smart he was. So that's why Hugo Strange is in the top of A tier. Because he has the appeal. He just doesn't really have the demand. And while he fits the grounded aesthetic, and I think the Monster Men are a really nice logical leap for an elevation and threat for Batman, because I think genuine, like, high fucking skill-ceiling kung fu fighters are just gonna murder him. The Monster Men are brutish and strong, but they're dumb. And to not be beaten by them, he would need to be smart. And I think that's a fine challenge for this Batman to get around. I think that would be great, honestly. He fights very reckless. So I think that Hugo Strange is pretty good. I think he's pretty good. I think he's a pretty good contender.